Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Mobster Monkey. And as you can see on this screen, today we are doing the review of McFarlane's Toys DC Multiverse, the movie, the 2002 Batman. And this figure is, of course, as you can see, the Riddler. This figure looks really good. I really like the look of this figure. The design they put in his coat and also in his headgear looks phenomenal. So I'm pretty excited to do the review of the figure here in a moment. But before we get into any of the looking of the box or whatnot, again, I would like to take this time to thank our sponsor, which is Nerds Forever. Here is their card. Nerds Forever is a great place to get any of your nerdy needs, such as comic books, action figures, pop figures, board games, anything that's on the back of this list, and anything that you feel like you need from there, you can grab from them. Special orders, phenomenal. He also, as you could see, he also buys, sells, and trades. Pretty great place. You can get anything you want, and then if you go ahead and click that link below and do some ordering, you can get a 10% discount if you use the promo code Newcastle, all one word. And yeah, 10% off is a pretty great deal. Also state that you were sent by Mobster Monkey, and you'll get some credit, I guess. I don't know. Do what you want. Do what you want. But yeah, I'd highly recommend reaching out to Nerds Forever because they're pretty great. They're the ones that lent me these figures. And again, he will have all of these figures there for sale. So make sure to check out their website if you're looking to get these figures and can't locate them anywhere else. You could definitely do it here at Nerds Forever. Also, if you are needing a place to get free comic books from Free Comic Book Day on May 7th, go and check out Nerds Forever. He's going to be carrying a lot of free comic books this go round this year. So if you're a huge comic book guy, which I am, definitely check out Nerds Forever. There will be free comic books for Free Comic Book Day. So pretty exciting. But yeah, let's jump into the review of the figure. Again, this figure is looking really good. You can see that, of course, they've got the stand in the background and also the card in the back showing that he's got his duct tape ready to create a riddle for good old Batman. Here's the side view of the box. Not too much going on. And the back view of the box. Again, we've got his card. We've got Catwoman. We've got Professor Gordon. Is it? No, that's Penguin. I don't know why I keep thinking it's Professor Gordon. Maybe the Stash. The Penguin, Batman, and then the Bat Cycle. And then the other side of the box and the top of the box. Not too much going on. The bottom of the box. If you guys are needing to see any of that information, there you go. And again, these figures are going anywhere between $20 to $40, depending on where you grab it. But again, 10% discount at Nerds Forever. So definitely go ahead and hit up that website down below in the description. So yeah, let's go ahead and bust this guy out of the box, and we will do a closer look at the figure. So we'll move him right over there, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, and we are back, and I do have the figure here with us, and as you can see, I'm able to stand this one up without using the stand, so as you can tell, he's pretty well balanced. The feet are well done, and that's always a plus, is when you're able to stand this guy up and being able to pose him without a stand. Phenomenal. But before we jump into the figure, we jump into the item it comes with, which I believe is the carpet layer tool that they use in the movie. Again, I have yet to see the movie, sadly, so I don't know much about the item, but I will be seeing the movie soon, hopefully, so it makes a little bit more sense to you. So not too much detail in this item. It kind of looks like a window scraper, honestly, because it doesn't have any of the pokey things for laying carpet that you use. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Not too much detail in it. A little hard to get out of the box, so be careful not to warp it too much. This one's got warped a tiny bit, but again, as long as you have a hair dryer or a heat gun or anything that produces a good amount of heat, you can lay it in front of it for just a tad bit and mold it in the way you want it to be. So yeah, that's the prop. Let's jump into the figure. The figure himself is great looking. They added a lot of detail in his coat, and also I saw that they added quite a bit of detail in the combat boots. And again, I love when they add this type of detail in the pants and clothing to show the rippling and the scrunched up clothing. Adds good detail there, and also up here in the coat. One thing I don't like very much is when these are two separate plastics. I understand that you're probably not going to use the rubbery plastic that you use on the coat on the sleeves, but it could be very useful because again, it kind of, if sometimes isn't done correctly, it leaves a different color. Especially if it's older. Right now, you can kind of see this is a little darker than this due to just the plastics. But through time, if you have that figure out for a long time, it's going to warp. It's going to change colors and whatnot. So most likely this is going to warp pretty poorly, and you're going to be able to see the differences. That's the only bad thing. And the other bad thing about being in a plastic long coat is, again, it's restricting the movement of the hips. This guy's hips are pretty tight, and I don't want to break the figure. But he does have full hip rotation, but it is restricted by the coat, so you'll have to like manipulate the coat a bit to make sure that you can get the full rotation of the hips if you're looking for that, and then also rotation this way. There's going to be some restriction there on the coat as well, as you can see. But again, I think if you just use a heat gun or whatnot, you can kind of stretch it a bit. But I'm not going to do that with this guy, because who needs to have the Riddler in the splits unless you're doing some whack pole dancing stuff for the Riddler, which hopefully you don't do, because that's fan service and that's not what we're here to do. Also, I really like the question mark patch that's on his coat. I think that's really cool. The head sculpt on this guy is pretty. I'm not totally fond of it. Not too fond of the head sculpt of this dude. Let me bend this up a bit. Give me a second. There we go. They added quite a bit of detail in the figure. It looks like if you really wanted to, you could pry off the mask. You probably have to break it to get it off, but there's probably a good face under there, a good molded head. Possibly it doesn't have any face. Only eyes and a nose, and then they've got a good amount of hair. It looks like there might be a little split between it, but you don't really see that if you're not looking too hard. But I'm not sure if you're able to actually deattach the mask. I don't think you would be able to, but if you really wanted to, if you can't possibly get it off, you could most likely pry it off or get a heat gun and melt it off, just to see what's behind the mask of the Riddler for the action figure. But I will not be doing that because I don't want to ruin a perfectly good figure for experimental purposes. But the face mask, green face mask, has that rubbery texture just like the coat. So again, that's the same color as the coat, but different color as the sleeves. Articulation wise on this figure, I guess we can show off the figure just a bit real quick. It's got the hood, so that's pretty cool. If only it was like a real hood that you could toss up, that'd be even cooler, but they added in that detail. Pretty nice. There's side view. Alrighty, and so articulation-wise, he's got pretty good articulation in the shoulders. Unlike the Batman, where he had the shoulder pads, that made it to where he was a little restrictive, but this guy's got full range going up. He's got a little bit of the deltoid muscle. Is that the deltoid? Sure, I'm going to go with it. Deltoid muscle articulation there. I think all the figures did. It was just very hard to see. This side doesn't look like it's working. Looks like it works on that side, but I don't think it's working. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see, but it is there if you tweak the muscle in a certain way or the shoulder in a certain way, which I'm not going to do much tweaking. Don't need to bust the arm or whatnot. So shoulders are pretty good. It's got bicep rotation. A little tight on this figure, and then it's got double point articulation. This one is a little tight on this arm, and so it's got a pretty good, almost full bend to it. If you're trying to get him to do a full bend, he can kind of hold that pistol or whatnot pretty close to himself, so that's pretty nice. And then wrist rotation, it's on the ball joint, so it's got full ball joint rotation. And then the sleeves kind of make it restrictive a little bit, but you don't need too much because normal wrists only bend about that far. Other side has exactly the same stuff. And then leg-wise, we've already done the splits. No thigh rotation. Knees got double articulated knees, which, again, the joints are a little stiff, so you might need to take a hair dryer or whatnot to those joints to loosen them up a bit. I think you might be able to go back a little bit further with the top joint, but I'm not going to do it because I don't want to risk breaking the figure. No need to risk any of that. No calf rotation, but it does have rotation of the feet. I do like that there's a little bit of like a gap in between the combat boot, so it's not restricting the ankle movement with the combat boot, so that's pretty nice. And it doesn't look too bad with the blacks, so that kind of blends. That's really good. And then of course it's got the toe articulation, which is really cool. Not a lot of figures have toe articulation, but again, McFarlane Toys does a pretty good job with articulation wise in their figures. Sometimes it's a fault, sometimes they put too much effort into the articulation wise, but sometimes it works really well, just such as with the Riddler from the Batman series, movie series. But yeah, overall this figure is really well done. I'd give this guy probably a 8 out of 10, excuse me. 8 out of 10. It's kind of hard to get a perfect score. Perfect score would probably be no restriction here, being able to move the hips a little bit to see what we've got. I can't tell if there's any ab crunch or anything due to the coat, which is the only downfall to the character. But other than that, again, 8 out of 10, pretty decent figure. Probably really close to 9 out of 10, honestly. But yeah, maybe dropping it a little bit due to the prop that it comes with. Not a lot of detail went into the prop. But yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoyed, and if you did, go ahead and hit that like button. Also, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can stay tuned for more of my videos that will be released. Also, you can go check out my TikTok that I've created lately. If you've been viewing my videos, I've been pumping out a lot of shorts, YouTube shorts that I'm pulling from my TikTok, which is Mobster Monkey 42. Or you can go click into my channel and then click on the TikTok link up on my banner, and also turn that bell on so when I do upload, you'll be notified. And you'll probably get a lot of notifications from me here these last few days due to the fact that I've been uploading a lot of my TikToks to YouTube. So yeah, again, if you guys enjoyed, hit that like button. Also, go ahead and hit that link down below for Nerds Forever. They are a great place to be, great place to buy items. And again, you can pick up all three of these guys, a Catwoman, Batman, and the Riddler from Nerds Forever. So if you're in hot pursuit and you're not able to find anything, definitely order it from Nerds Forever using promo code Newcastle, one word, and get 10% off your order of the Riddler, Batman, or Catwoman, or all three if you decide to do so. But yeah, guys, we will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.